Hi, welcome to Savage's Reviews and Recommendations. In today's episode we're going to be talking about the TV show Cobra Kai, specifically Season 4. Before we get into the main review, I'm just glad to say I thoroughly enjoyed this show. It was very interesting to watch. My reasons why? First of all, character development is one of the biggest things that this show does exceptionally well. Starting with the two main characters, Johnny and Daniel decide to team up and collaborate their fighting styles with not only their students but also themselves. We see Johnny teaching LaRusso of Eagle Fang / Cobra Kai, and the other way around with LaRusso teaching Johnny of the Miyagi Code. And it's interesting how we see them somewhat have respect and admiration for their fighting styles, and they use it along the way throughout the show. What's sad to see is that the characters let their insecurities and egos get the best of them. Specifically with Johnny, when he starts to see his number one student, Miguel, becomes more into Miyagi when hanging out with Daniel LaRusso. It somewhat gets to him and he takes in his insecurities out on LaRusso. And the same can be said with Daniel, who doesn't like the fact that his daughter Sam is also enjoying Eagle Fang and learning that moves. It's sad to see this, but it definitely adds to the drama. One other thing I really like the karate groups is that we get to see the bad and the victim that the groups play with the group ego. I'll explain. We see characters such as Kenny, for example, a new kid who wants to join a karate dojo and by association with Cobra Kai gets picked on by other groups simply by association, when really some characters should understand. It's sad that we don't see them understand the whole reason of why they're joining these karate dojos in the first place, that being bullies. But again, it makes for great drama. But one of my favourite things, and probably my ultimate favourite thing of this show, is how they use the Walter White method, that being turning a character who's somewhat of a nice guy into quite a fucked up dark person. We see a character called Kenny he's the new kid in school, he's himself, he likes to dance, a bit of a nerd, and he is getting female attention from a particular girl that Anthony LaRusso is into. But because he's getting picked on himself by his mates, he takes out all his anger onto Kenny, and Kenny gets bullied to the point that he needs to learn self-defense, and hence why he joins Cobra Kai. And we start to see Kenny become the bully after somewhat taking out his bullies, especially Anthony. Anthony later sees him in the tournament and goes to show his respect for his karate. But not only that, but also to apologise. But we see that Kenny rejects his apology and beats the shit out of him, only to be stopped by Robbie, who later turns to him and says, Cobra Kai. Thus showing that this character has gone completely different from what he once was. There's a few more things I really love this show, that being the karate. It never feels forced and it always looks amazing, it's never falters from that. And what I also like about this is it shows certain characters' growth from the beginning to how we are now, specifically with the character Dimitri, who started in Season 2 and onto Season 4, and he's good enough to be in the tournament, but he never feels like he's gone over the top, that he's better than everyone or certain people. He's average, and it's nice that they see particular characters being grounded into reality. Another thing that I really loved is the humour. The show, as dark as it can get, always has the light, especially with the last 3 episodes. A lot of humour and just stupidity, which I love, and it can mock itself to an extent. With that being said, overall I thoroughly enjoyed this show. It was a great way to end 2021 and a great way to swoop into 2022. All of that, I give this show an 8.5 out of 10. Now, recommendations, I'm going to be completely honest, I can only think of the original Karate Kid film. That was a great film and probably the only good film in that particular franchise. No offence to Jaden Smith and all the other creators within the original franchise. I just thought the first one was the best. But yeah, do enjoy. Have a good day.